Thank you, Ms. Pravina, and welcome all. So I know it's a 4 o'clock hour and it's a tea time. You must be resting, but I promise it will not be a boring topic. And before we start, let me, as Ms. Pravina has already introduced me, so myself, Rehman. And today, what I'm going to talk is, for me, it is not just a sport, it is something very unique, and it is swimming. So, before we start, I hope you have read the caption, Stop Selling Speed, Start Teaching Safety. So this is something what I feel like we always like try to get things done in a very like rapidly, quickly. We should learn things in a very fast way. Fine, but what something that's missing over here is safety. So let's dive into it. Let's see swimming in a very different lens. So I know what I'm sharing over here, it might be a little disturbing, but I want to share the truth, what is actually happening, and how we need to understand what exactly is swimming. So in the year 2014, a few college students from Hyderabad, they went for a trip like near to the north side, and what happened over there was sudden flash flood. And during that time, what happened? They were swept away, and it was a very devastating moment. It was everywhere on the news channels, and there was something which the parents said, and it was very, very hard, like heartbreaking thing. Whoever interviewing the parents, they were saying that my child knows swimming, but what happened? How come somebody knows swimming and still they are no more? They don't know what to do. So this is something I would like to like share with you all, that swimming is not just about body movements. It is something where you need to learn how to pull yourself in a safe way in a different scenarios. So you must have been like many people, many parents, what they do is they mostly prefer summer camps, learn swimming in 20 days, learn swimming in 5 days. So that's not exactly swimming. That's just a body movement which a child is understanding. Okay, so a real swimming is where the child or anybody should know that in any scenarios, any situations, they should pull themselves to a safe side. So fast track swimming, what happens is when you try to learn a skill in a speed way, what happens? The marketing people, what they actually do is, I'm not against any like summer camps and all, but this is something related to life. So what exactly over here happening is 5 days you learn swimming, 20 days intense sessions you learn swimming. So there is something building up in the parent's mind and also in the child who is learning. So when a child or somebody learns those body movements, those are actually called body movements. So they build up something like, okay, now I know swimming. I can, as my coach has said, I know swimming. My parents know I know swimming, so I can like go to any water bodies and I can enjoy. But what exactly happens over there is when they are into a real scenario, there the real surviving skills comes up. And what happened? They didn't learn those skills. They learned only body movements. So critical skills gap, what exactly happens is psychological management. So quick learning will miss the breathing pattern for a child or for anybody who learns swimming. For example, see, from the moment we are born, we use our nose to take breath. And what happens is in swimming, when you learn swimming, it is opposite. You have to use your mouth for inhaling, not the nose. And it is not just a switch you press and the child understand, okay, now I need to use my mouth for taking breath. So that base, if that is not concrete, if the child is not taught how they need to breathe in, what they need to do, okay, there is a gap already built. So what we do is summer camps, or anybody who promises fast track swimmings, they skip these steps. Oral saying is different. Practically checking whether child is taking the inhaling the breath from mouth, or he is just struggling or holding the breath. And second is technique. As I said, first thing, breathing is missing, and anything which is confused, there is a different panic moment in the child's brain. But as it is a group learning, they don't speak, they're in the water, it's a different scenario for them. So they move to the next step. How, as it is a fast track learning, so nothing has been observed for the breathing. Then environmental risk. So what happens is the child fumbles, because if they are not understanding how to inhale and how to exhale, they're in a different panic situation. But because of the peer working on, they see each other and they try something else. Okay, so what I'm telling is these are the very basic things which are skipped, and we try to start with the kicking and then arm movement, and then trying to swim 5 meters or 12 meters or 25 meters. So once the child moves 12 meters or 25 meters, okay, congratulations, your child knows swimming. So what happens is the child goes to different water bodies, and there, once he swims 25 meters or 12 meters, in case a child gets injured, or there is a scenario, somebody got injured, or there is a different thing, many things can happen when you go to the different scenario water bodies. There the actual learning will appear. As the child or anybody doesn't know what to do, drowning happens. So first thing what we have to do is the child has to learn breathing. It is a very important thing, and it is not just we say it and they understand. Fear. Okay, we have to introduce a child in a very soft and very playway methods. It is not something we think, okay, get inside and just kick, put your face in the water. No, it doesn't happen like that. We have to introduce child in a very playway methods. They should enjoy water by understanding it. Okay, so the fear, normalizing the fear. We have to make sure the child is comfortable. If some children cry, what mostly people do is they try to force them. Okay, no, let him learn once we throw him in the pool, or they will do something, but they'll figure it out how to do. But no, that's a very wrong way of introducing a child to swimming. If we try those things, there is a panic in their mind, and if they experience it in a bad way, they will never come close to the water bodies. And again, what happens is they're missing a very important skill, which is life-saving skills, swimming. Because we don't know where we go, but there is water everywhere. So normalizing fear is very important. Then awareness of speed. Don't rush. Every child is different. Please don't rush. Don't go with 10 days. If somebody is learning quickly and somebody is not, sorry, somebody is not learning quickly, or they're not understanding things, there is something which is lacking. The child is confused. So what happens is these rapid teaching day sessions, they skip these things. Okay, breathing, fear, the child is fearful or not, we don't know, we don't ask. Okay, they're put into the water and they're struggling, we don't know what is happening, and we like expect them to learn how the others are learning. So there is something building up in their mind. So breathing is a very important thing. Comforting them, introducing them in a very playway method is very important. So what can we do? What exactly a school or a parent, what can they do? So what I do is mostly, see, try to educate parents. Uh, like I used to work at Oak Ridge International School before, I was there for 10 years, Gachibowli campus. And I used to have many complaints on me. Parents used to complain, my child is learning nothing. It's been 6 months, but once they go to the summer camps, they learn in 20 days. So once there is a meeting or PTSM is arranged, and when I teach the parents, like these are the things the child should know. Speed is nothing. The child should know how to pull himself in any situations. What should a child do when he is injured? Okay, what should a child do when he has to swim in a long distance, open water swimming? What should a child do when he is around the beach area and he's been pulled by the current? How he has to come out of that current situations. Okay, so these are the things, how to save somebody. If a child or anybody doesn't know swimming and somebody is drowning, they shouldn't be like jumping inside the pool or trying to be like a what they mostly see in movies or things. That is a very wrong way of helping themselves. You have to first keep yourself safe, then you need to help others. And there are some techniques, save others without putting your life in danger. So when I teach, when I talk all these things with the parents, they actually get like, okay, so now they understand, okay, we were actually like forcing or we are pushing our child in a different scenario. So what, as a parent or as an educational institute, what we should try to do is start the classrooming classes in a very short sessions, introduce them very in a playway methods. Don't rush. Let the child take 6 months, no problem. Weekly once or twice class, no problem. Let them get comfortable. If the child is good at learning, we can teach them according to the level, but do not force. And the other thing, please ask the teacher, is he trained? Does he know the basic first aids? Does he know how to teach a child with those things? What I just said, breathing, or the coach is just skipping. Okay, and if the child and parent workshops, so monthly there should be a sessions where the parent and the teacher should be talking on how the child is learning, where the child is struggling. So because some child, what happens is they don't open up with the teacher, they open up at home. And some kids, they open up with the teachers. So when the parent and the teacher meets up, so we know where the child is lacking and we can work on that. Okay, so parents should also be taught what exactly swimming is, because there is a misconception in the parents that my child is not learning, it's been many days. So this is something where a parent should be like educated and measure. Always take assessments where the child is learning. If a child is struggling, for me what I do is, if a child is crying, and I don't force a child. I just want him to, okay, you can sit aside, watch how your friends are doing. So let the child first get comfortable. Let the child see, okay, it is not something which I am feeling. It is very nice. My friends are enjoying. Slowly introduce them. Let him then next class he might come close to you. Ask him to just sit. Don't get inside the pool. Shallow pool, according to the age wise. And I'm telling you, so if a child is really young, so just ask them to sit on the pool deck. Don't get inside. Give them some cones or glass of water. Ask him to just pour water on his hands. Let him get familiarized. So these are the something very important things we miss. So we need to cover these things so that we as a school, we as a teacher, we as a parent, make sure the child learns the life-saving skill, which is swimming, rather than just looking for the speed. And as I told you in the beginning, breathing, it is a very important thing which we never focus. And I don't know uh, how many of you know swimming or not, but this is something very important. Everybody struggles. So this has to be taught in a very, very playway method. So what I do mostly in my classes is, for example, as I told you, I cannot just ask, okay, start taking breath from mouth. It doesn't happen like that. So we have to introduce in a playway method. What I do is mostly in my classes, sorry. So I ask, okay, how do you celebrate your birthdays? Have you ever blown the candle? So they, yes, sir, we do. So I ask them, how do you blow the candle? So they all do. So when you observe closely, what exactly happens is when we try to blow a candle off, so we use our mouth to take breath. It is not, we don't do this. So there is something by default we do this. So what I do is, okay, try to imagine there is a huge candle of my size. So it is like building up something, a cycle, a small lesson in a playway method. Kids imagine that they're blowing a candle, Sarah is making us play something. Okay, so what they do is, I ask them, okay, let me see, can you blow a huge candle of my size? So you need a lot of energy. So what they do is they take a lot of air. So what exactly here is happening is they're learning to inhale from mouth when they come to the swimming class. So I do this very often. It is kind of an exercise revision. Okay, let's blow 5 candles, let's blow 6 candles. Then I place something on the water, or I just ask them to hold this something and let me see, can you blow it away? So this is something like an exercise. So then slowly, whenever I say, okay, let's blow the candle, let's everyone take the breathe. So what happens is they start using mouth for taking breathe. So what now the child understood is, okay, I have to take breath from mouth when sir says this. Then slowly I make them understand, okay, now as they know, let me see who can make a balloon of themselves. Now it is like holding the breath. Because when you are in the water, you might fell, or or the water falls on the face. So this is something when nobody likes. When the water falls on their face, they hide, they try to hide. Some kids are they enjoy, but I'm talking about the one who struggles. But to introduce them in a playway method, what I do is, okay, let's see who can make a balloon of themselves. So what I say, okay, take breathe, but this time we are not gonna blow the candle. What we do is we'll zip up and we'll make a balloon like this. And I'm gonna count 5. So it's a very interesting playway method. Kids get imagine themselves that like they are balloon, and they have to keep the balloon for 5 counts. And when I say once I finish 5, you need to pop your balloon. This. So what I'm exactly doing over here is I'm making them hold the breath for 5 counts. Then I say, okay, who is a risk taker here? Who can go for 6 counts, 7 counts? So I gradually increase the timing. So there, the child also builds a breathing confidence. Okay, I can hold my breath for this many seconds. And then after every count is done, I ask them, pop the balloon. So there is another learning here. So once they're like build up like up to 20 seconds, what I said, okay, now we will do a safe entries. So it is again and learning how to enter in a pool rather than just jumping in the pool without seeing the signboards. We should be using ladder or in a safe entryway. So once the child get inside, I ask them, okay, let's apply some magical glue and stick your hand to the pool leg. So this is again where the child is all imaginative teaching kind of thing. So they stick the hand, if they think that their glue is very strong, they can't move. So but actually they are in a one corner. Everybody is in one corner. So now what I do is, okay, introducing them submersion, water on their face. Nobody likes, child will not get comfortable if when the water falls on their face. So for that we have to make such a playway methods where the water is introduced in a very playway method. So what I say is, okay, let's say hi to the water, but in a very different way. Who wants to say hi to the water with the chin? So they get, oh, sir, we want to do it. We don't see, it's an excitement. There is excitement building up over there. So, okay, but every time, how you're gonna say hi is, everyone will take breathe, make the balloon, don't pop the balloon till I count 5, and we will touch our chin to the pool, only our chin to the water. Imagine this is the water. And then I'm gonna count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. So you all will stand, then you can pop your balloon. So what exactly is happening is they are touching the facial parts to the water one by one. First, I say chin, then let's see who can do with the cheeks. Then what are these? Ears. Okay, then eyebrows, nose. So what exactly they're thinking is they're saying hi, but what is actually happening is they're learning how to submerge the face. And once they understand they're submerging and they're holding the breath, they're not popping the balloon. So they are comfortable. Okay, nothing is going in their mouth, because a small drop of water, once it goes into the nose, it troubles you like anything. So there mentally they feel it is very fine for us when we make a balloon and we put our face in the water. So this is what they're learning, submersion. So again, it is a very
Sorry to
again playway
interrupt you,
method.
sir. Sorry to
Yeah, ma'am.
interrupt you. Are you switching between slides, sir? Because we are still in the same.
Yeah, ma'am. It is like end of the slide. So
Okay, sure.
so so what I was saying is, so child will again understand the submersion skills. So in that way, there are further skills, how to get inside, how to walk. So these are the things what I am suggesting you as a parent or as an educational institute. Make sure the teacher is not just teaching or rushing the classes, or if you are joining them in summer classes, make sure what are the skills they're learning, how they're teaching. Okay, don't rush. No matter what is happening, talk to the child. And it is like again, as if you see my profile, I am also an advocate for the UN sustainable goals. I try to bring the education for sustainable goals. So it is one of the goal good health, okay, and quality education. Child should be learning in a very qualitative way, not just learning for the sake of learning, okay. So this is a life-saving skill which has to be introduced in a very proper way. And if there is anything I can help you all, you want to know from me, you can ask me. Miss Pravina, I guess I'm done with the session. Yeah. I don't know if I was rushing or not, but they can the guest can ask me now
Yes.
question.
So, yeah, if you can stop sharing the screen, and you have explained it very well, the importance of these skills. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So, right now, like I see no audience, but I have prepared some questions, and I have received a couple of questions from the speakers, like whom I have hosted before.
Okay.
The ones like sometimes they regularly send some questions saying the topic. So the first question is, what inspired you to become an advocate for redefining swimming education?
So the it is a very like a bad experience for me. A far family members, they were on a trip, and 7 members, so they were traveling. They had a lunch nearby a water body. Just a small water body, but what happened is one of the family member went to wash the hand and he slipped. And by seeing him struggling, his wife jumped in. She doesn't know swimming, but she, one after other, trying to help each other, 7 of them drowned. So what exactly happened? So there is a lack of knowledge. I feel people are not aware what they have to do in different scenarios. And when I went into the depth, something what I found is, even in schools, even in summer camps, even in different areas, people are skipping some of the very important things which cannot be skipped. As I told you, a good swimmer can get injured, and if the swimmer doesn't know how to swim or pull himself to the safe side, then that is not at all swimming. That is just a body movement. Swimming is like, you should know in any scenario, you should be able to pull yourself to the safe side. And if you see somebody in trouble, you should be able to help them without putting your life in danger. So then I think, okay, this is something I know people might be objecting or like holding me on, but I was into this campaign. I got many complaints. Then once I spoke with the parents, they were very like happy. They started calling me to teach their children. And then once I shared this with the United Nation Sustainable School Development, there is an organization. So I shared them that this is my campaign. I want to do something for this. So I was selected for the SDG advocate. Then I'm bringing this education for sustainable development in my school, and wherever I try to go. And platforms like you will really help people know what exactly is swimming. And this is the main reason I want to share an awareness, because I had a bad experience. I don't want it to happen to others.
I'm sorry to hear about that, but it's a very good thing you have started, sir. So, how can we integrate life-saving skills into existing physical education curriculum?
See, if we have a swimming pool in a school, so what I suggest mostly is, do not rush with the why child is learning. Don't have a learning outcome where within a month the child will learn. Let's just introduce as a something the child should understand. What is swimming, what is, how the water bodies are there. When they come to a swimming pool or any area, they should look for the signboards. Okay, it is all like introducing them a life skill in a very like a playway methods, not like if we add it into a curriculum, just keep it as a teaching something as a life skill. There should not be any like, by this month, by this year, a child should learn swimming. And if a parent is expecting, let them explain. So we can introduce swimming in such a way that it is a part of a curriculum, but not as a target based teaching.
Mhm.
Introducing, and if there is somebody who's really good according to the level, we can train them further, but not as a target based teaching.
Right, sir. So, this is the Gen Z kids and the digital era. Anything is related to technology. So, what role do you see technology playing in enhancing swimming and safety education, sir?
Yeah, technology, like if a child is learning, like the main thing what we are doing now is we are using the technology to share something which is they might don't know. They might be thinking only moving the arms and kicking is swimming. But if they come to see such videos, like I'm not the one, there are many people who are in this campaign. So if they see such videos, they understand they should be careful while going near the water bodies. And if there is something which they are struggling, they try to look, learn, and if a child is really good in swimming, they can improvise their strokes. They can find out where and who is a good coach around us, and they can also represent this school, represent the district, state, and further national, international. So digital thing is very important. It is like more easy for us to reach that content with everyone. So
Right.
I suggest
So do
it's a very good
you,
platform.
yeah, so do you record their strokes and tell them where they're going wrong, like where they can improve, what is the right way and what is the right skill? Like, how do you approach
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I do record the videos. I ask them to see how you were before, and once they work on their body movements and drills, then what's the difference? I asked them to assess their videos, and as you said, these recordings and these things, technology really help. So I do record their videos and show them. I asked them to assess what was the difference.
So, sir, in your long career as a coach, can you share an example of a successful program you have implemented in a school? You mentioned that you have worked in Oak Ridge. Now you have moved to Srinidhi International. So,
Yeah.
in your journey, what is the successful program you have implemented in any school, sir?
Yeah. So what I do mostly is I share a session where I make the students inquire
Mhm.
drowning is preventable. Is the drowning really preventable or not? So the student will inquire, they research how they need to act near the water bodies and what are the equipments they need to know. Like, for example, if somebody is drowning and if you just don't know swimming, don't jump, don't do anything. If you find something like a floating device or a rope or a stick, try to reach a child, but the other victim, sorry. But there are ways how they need to do it. So there was an inquiry. I have also written an article on that. It was a student done inquiry. They researched on it. They showcased. They actually made a swimming pool in the classroom, and they displayed how they can save the person who is drowning. They had an interview with the two of the Olympians who represented India, Habibullah. He's from Bangalore, and Nisha Millet. So they both have represented India in the Olympics. So they interviewed those two sports persons, and they researched many things and they displayed it. So what I do is mostly every so in my curriculum or in my lessons, I make sure the student learn this and they display it with the parents, with the students, I mean everybody as an awareness. So this is something which I feel I do it very regular.
Mhm.
So it really helps.
So, what are some common misconceptions about swimming education and how do you address them?
Conception main is the speed. Parents have a very huge misconception. As I said, they believe 10 days, 15 days,
Mhm.
uh, summer camps will make the child learn swimming, but it's not like that. Even they don't know where the child is struggling. There are many parents who come, my child knows swimming. But when I see, okay, I said, okay, let me assess. So when I see them, the child holds the breath in swimming. So they don't know, the child, the parent doesn't know. What they are seeing is the child is moving from one end to other end. So these are the things where we need to educate them. And I am into this campaign. I always ask my principal or anybody whoever receive a concern, I ask them, let me meet the parent so that I teach them and make them understand. Okay, this is what the child is doing. Because there was an incident, I don't know I should be sharing it or not, but there was a very good swimmer. He was a national level swimmer, and the coach gave the child some strokes drills, and he was only there. So it's a regular practice, everyday practice. So he was alone practicing, and the coach gave him some drills, and he just said, okay, you finish the drills and go. Coach left into his room, and then there was nothing over there. Then happened. Then afternoon, parents came. What happened? My child didn't come. The coach said, no, I have sent him. He is done. So they started looking everywhere, but when they saw in the pool, the child was drowned. He was dead. What happened? Because there was no observation, and the child have a health issue. He gets fits.
Oh,
So though he was a national swimmer, nobody was there to help. So there are things which the parent has to understand. No matter how good swimmer you are, you have to have somebody there. No matter how good swimmer, you can get injured. You can be in a situation where you might drown. So we need to teach survival. And first thing is the misconception of learning swimming in a very fast way. It is totally wrong. Many things a child has to learn. And this is what I always try to communicate and teach the parents. And once they understand, they really like, they feel very happy, like, we are very happy, sir, to have you. Like, we never know these are the things in swimming, so we are very thankful. So I am also like, feel happy, like, sort of parent now understood what exactly I'm trying to do.
right. So we have discussed till now about the speed and the technique and why like we shouldn't rush, in learning swimming or teaching swimming. It's for both parents, students, and the coaches. So, but what advice would you give to someone who is afraid of water itself but wants to learn swimming, sir?
Okay, so there is no age limit, ma'am. Miss Pravina, actually the reason is who is teaching. As I told you, coach has to be trained. Okay, the coach, if again the same coach is just teaching the body movements, again it is not safe. So if you ask me, if somebody is carry a fear, so we need to address where. Mostly the fear is about drowning, and the fear is about, I might like slip into pool, I might like some like pulled inside the pool. So introduce them in a very playway method, like, okay, let's not get inside the pool, just sit on the pool deck, look at the water, shallow water, you can stand, hold the pool deck, just stay there, take some water. As I told you before, I just shared in the meeting, like, learning the breathing first, holding the breath,
Yes.
okay, then trying to slowly put the face, okay, hold the breath for 5 counts, 10 counts, 20 counts, try to put water on your face, familiarize, get familiarized step by step. So once the person learns how to hold the breath, then submersion. Once the child or the anybody learns how to put the face in the water, so when we put the face in the water, so what happens is the body tries to float. So there the child or the learner learns floating. Again, still holding the bar, very safe, very comfortable. Then one hand floating, then two fingers floating. Okay, then the coach hold the hands and teaching them floating and recover. So it is step by step teaching. It depends how the trainer is teaching. But if or anybody learns from me, I introduce them in a very safe way, in a playway method, work on where they're struggling. I
Great.
ask them first, what is your fear factor?
Nice to know, sir. So, can you discuss the connection between physical education and academic performance?
Physical education, as you know, it is a very important thing, and it cannot be skipped. But mostly now, as Gen Z students, they want virtual games a lot.
Right.
But physical thing is something we have to work on, mental well-being, physical well-being. So in IB school, we try to integrate mostly with the games. Like, if you only play virtual games, is it giving you happiness? Fine. If happiness is there, what about the physical fitness? So there is a comparison kind of activities we do. We make them understand what is the difference when you play virtual and physical. Are you, for a few days you can play. Okay, you want to play a video game. Okay, will you play continuously 5 days? So we make them in we give them in such scenarios where they understand physical things are more important. I don't ask, like, deny them, don't play video games. They have to play, but in a very balanced way. They should be balanced in all the aspects of life. Okay, playing, eating healthy food, participating in games. Okay, so what I do is mostly I encourage every child, no matter what stage the child is. Even if a child comes to the physical education and watch others, that's a good sign. Slowly we have to introduce them. Inclusion, try to include such children's, don't just deny them. Okay, so I try all the strategies to make sure the child comes, and it depends to teacher. So for that, teacher trainings are very important. Teacher should be resourceful to make sure they include this very important thing, what you said, physical education, into the curriculum. We cannot just control by whistle and just demand the child to play. We have to be very like inclusive, introduce them in a very playway method, so that they, it should be like a spark kind of thing, interesting thing for the student. Nowadays students will not come until unless there is something different. So we have to be more creative in teaching these things.
Right. What about the budget, sir? How can schools prioritize swimming education given budget constraints? Did you face any?
I haven't felt anything, ma'am. As of now, I've been to international schools, so they are very like supportive. They have a very good swimming pools. Everything is provided, and I feel I'm very blessed to have such organizations. They work on swimming things, and everywhere wherever I've been, they encourage me. They were like very glad and very happy to support me with these things. And if the school doesn't have a swimming pool, what they can do is like they can like talk with nearby swimming pool and like talk if they can introduce a class wise, something they can do. It depends on, again, as you said, how the management is not management should know the importance of swimming. Are they ready to include these swimming
Mm.
skills into their physical education classes? So all these things can happen when we share these things.
Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So every child is unique, but just want to know, can you share any memorable success story of a student who benefited from your approach, sir, in your career?
Many, many. Yeah, many. Because I mostly take the one who struggles. I love to train them. I don't want anybody left out. The one who struggles, I train them. So actually, um, I don't want to share, but I would like to say I actually train celebrities also. And one of my client daughter is, she doesn't like a single drop of water on her face.
Mhm.
If something falls, he wipes it. So I was requesting the parent, ma'am, give me a chance. I've been trained into it. Let me see how I can help your daughter, because it is something, a life skill. So with my strategies, I have to change the strategies according to the child, where the child is showing interest. So the child who was not accepting a single drop on her face, now she's going underwater. She's doing little body movement, back float. So these are many different areas where actually
Yeah.
it is a challenge, where but where this is somewhere where I actually try to come up with more strategies which really add on to my experience. So many, Miss Pravina, and I really feel very happy to teach such students who struggle.
Yes, yes, sir. These are small achievements, but like big success for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can feel it. So, very well spoken, sir, and very unique topic you have chosen, and very good awareness we got. And so, what's next for you, and how can people support your mission to redefine swimming education?
Try to call me if they want to have more sessions. I can show them practical things, because this is something where the parent should be knowing. I'll tell you one thing. One of the parent came to me and said, my child is a national level swimmer in USA. She has won many medals. So I said, okay, let me assess her. So she dived, and the goggles slipped to her nose, and the child stopped swimming and she started drowning. So what exactly happened here is, she is used to swim with the goggles. So this is a very small thing, but what happens is the children should be like taught in all the situations what you have to do without goggles. So if there is no goggles, what the many kids do is, once the water goes into, they start wiping there. So for that, what they need to do is they need to blink their eyes, blink, so that the water comes out. rather than using the hands. So there are different strategies, different skills which the child should be taught. So as I just gave you an example, she is a gold medalist, but the moment the slipped to her nose, she stopped swimming. So in real scenario, if she is in a lake or near the beach, if she does the same, she's lacking something. She's putting her
Yes,
life in danger.
yes,
So these are the things which I mostly think I would like to share with the parents or the educational institutes. I love to share this. I want to share everybody. They should know what exactly it is, because swimming 30 to 40 seconds, anything can happen within 30 seconds, 40 seconds.
yes, sir. Thank you so much, School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions, sir. I know they were repetitive, but I wanted to know more about, in deep so that the audience can benefit out of it. And before ending this session, anything else you want to mention, sir?
Yeah, I would like to thank you for giving me this platform. It's like these are the platforms which really help teachers who want to share something very important. And I'm really glad that you reached me. You are following me up very regularly. I'm really really thankful, because these platforms really help my mission so that I can reach more people. Uh, and Thank you so much. And if there are in future anything you would like to like share these sessions, I'm ready to share. And if there are anything you would like to me helping you, or anywhere related to swimming, I'm always there to help.
Sure, sir. Pleasure. Thank you, and I'll end the session now.
Thank you so much. Take care.